Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Movie section is kind of more the same. All right, so let's get into this. Follow-ups. We have a new casting announcement for Joker, A Folly, Deux. Catherine Keener has been cast in an undisclosed role. Everyone is undisclosed at this point except for Joaquin Phoenix. We don't know any of these actors' characters at this point. Not even Lady Gaga. We do know Lady Gaga is going to be in it, but we don't know for sure who she's going to be. Is she going to be Harley? Is she going to be some other doctor? Is she just going to be an inmate at Arkham? Who knows? Nobody. That's who, except for, you know, Matt Reeves and the people who are actually making the movie happen. Either way, Catherine Keener, if you know the name but you're not 100% sure why, she was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, she was in Get Out, sorry, brain fart. She was in Get Out, she was in a number of things, she's totally recognizable. Yeah, it's very interesting that they've gotten such star power behind this second movie. I really hope that they can follow through with all the hype that's already building, even though they haven't shot a single frame yet, I'm sure. So that's actually the end of the regular follow-ups. Then we got a bunch of trailers, but again, most of the trailers are follow-ups technically, so let's talk about trailers in the movie section. First up, we have the new Black Adam trailer. A little bit longer, a little bit more stuff going on. We get a little bit of Hawkman, we get a little bit of Dr. Fate. Kind of seeing where this is going. I don't know that it's doing what it needs to do for me, though. Is that just me? Let me know if I'm broken. Moving along, though, we have Hocus Pocus 2. I was hopeful about this show, and now that I've seen this extended trailer that they just released, I feel like this is just going to be rehashing everything we got from the first movie. It's going to be The Force Awakens, only not as good. I'm hopeful that I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm not going to be wrong. It's just going to be the same stuff repeated. And if I want to watch the original Hocus Pocus movie, I got it on DVD and VHS and Blu-ray. Like, I can do that. I have a digital download of it. I can watch it whenever I want. I don't need you to repackage it and sell it to me again. That doesn't make any sense. So hopefully I'm wrong, but this trailer's definitely not lending that direction. Next, we're talking about Maxine. This is an interesting one because we've been kind of talking about this, not this movie specifically, but this series of movies. A24 has been releasing some quality horror, and this is the third in a series. I have yet actually to start the series, but the second of the series isn't even technically, or no, I think it launches this weekend. So the first of the series was the movie X, and then the second of the series, I, for whatever reason, didn't write down the name of it, and I'm totally brain farting it right now. But again, it's out in theaters, I think just now or this Friday, something along those lines. So the fact that there's already going to be a third movie is very interesting because the second movie just got released. And also, that there's a trailer for the third movie is also super interesting because how did they get a trailer? They must have, we know that they filmed X and the sequel back to back. So that was not news, but it seems maybe they shot some of the footage for the threequel at the same time as well, just hoping that Ty West was going to get what he wanted, and apparently he got it, so congratulations, sir. Very interested by this. I've actually heard better things than I anticipated. I was not expecting either of the X movies to be good, but I have heard that they are, so maybe I'll have to watch them, but that is where we stand with that. Next trailer we got this week was Glass Onion. I forgot Edward Norton was in this movie. Edward Norton, Daniel Craig in a movie together. That's a win. That's a double win. That is, I do take my money already, why don't you? This trailer just kind of does a lot to help with that. And yeah, it just looks fantastic. I've been a bit of a Rian Johnson fan for a while as well, because Brick is one of my favorite top 10 all-time movies, and that is like his magnum opus, I feel like. So, yeah, there's that. Then we have Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid to be released May of 2023. New trailer is getting destroyed. Downvoted into oblivion. Literally 4 times as many downvotes as upvotes. It's not a terrible trailer. I know I'm going to get like so many negative comments, but I mean, it does come from a Hans Christian Andersen is Swedish, I'm pretty sure. Comes from a Swedish fairy tale, so it would make sense that, you know, the way it was written was implying certain things. But I'm not super invested. As long as there is a quality story and a quality movie made, then the rest of that is kind of periphery and it is fairly irrelevant. So this trailer, though, doesn't do much except for highlight the fact that your lead actress has a pretty good singing voice, and I guess that's kind of a good thing. That's kind of one of the points of the movie, is it's a musical, and, you know, Ariel is supposed to have this beautiful voice. It's the source of a lot of jealousy in the story, so maybe it's doing what it's supposed to, except for the whole, you know, internet hate thing. Either way, not terrible. We're moving on, though. That is actually all of the trailers that we have to talk about for the movie section. Let's get into regular ass news. D23, once again, was a thing. Inside Out 2 happened to be one of the things that was announced at D23. So Pixar's Inside Out is getting a sequel. We do know that Amy Poehler is going to be returning as the Joy character. However, we do not know if any of the other original cast is going to be returning, nor do we know anything about the story. Just know that it's been announced and it's going to be a thing, and Amy Poehler is going to be part of it. So let's move on. Next, we're talking about Mufasa, a prequel to not just The Lion King, but specifically to Jon Favreau's live-action, quote-unquote, Lion King. There's been a couple of changes in the casting. So for the voice of Mufasa himself, we have Aaron Pierre, and not James Earl Jones this time, as well as Kelvin Harrison Jr. to be voicing his brother Scar. All we really know about that, very potentially we're going to see how Scar gets his scar on his eye, because again, it is a prequel. And that's what we got, so we're moving right along. That is all of the regular ass news. Let's talk movie suggestions, and we're talking again Halloween season. This one's a little bit of a cheat because it's a kids movie, not exactly Halloween related, but scary to me when I was a child nonetheless, so it counts. Little Monsters is our recommendation this week for movies. Little Monsters starring Howie Mandel as well as Fred and Ben Savage. That's right, that is both Savage brothers as little kids. It's a whole lot of fun and kind of really creepy even as an adult. Go watch it, man. Boy is the villain. The name of the villain is Boy, and he's scary. Go check out Little Monsters from 1988 as your movie suggestion for the week. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.